this is distinguishing between discipline and punishment. And like I said before, when I'm talking about punishment, I'm talking about something that is enforced by an adult, that is imposed on a student by an adult, and that to a child seems irrelevant to what occurred. It doesn't seem related to the child's choice or to the child's action. And for that reason, it may confuse the child. And that's how it could be detrimental to normal development, because the child would not be motivated into developing into a socially competent student. So an example of that sort of punishment is something that we might use in the classroom: sit crisscross applesauce or you will lose recess. And to a child, recess is not very related to how he's sitting currently at the moment. Does that make sense? How that might be illogical to a child. Good. And discipline, on the other hand, is the use of logical or natural consequences, like the marker consequence that we saw. So if you are in this situation, you really need a child to sit crisscross applesauce. The way to make it discipline rather than punishment is to make it relevant to what's occurring and understandable to the child, so that he doesn't feel confused or threatened. So an example we have here is sit crisscross applesauce, or you'll need to come sit next to me because I need to help you. We're sitting so that we stay safe. You can always explain the rules. So that's key for a child to understanding why he should behave that way. And sitting next to me means I'm close to you, you're in proximity, so that I can help you stay safe. It also creates that safe environment by letting the child know that your role is to help the child, not to administer punishments to show that he's bad.
I'll argue against it. What part of my DCA session was like class and how different modes of like lower class families, how they operate, and how middle class families operate. And there's like the lower class family is more like directives, and they do punish. Not to say the punishment is okay, because I grew up in a lower class, and I think I do more of the discipline in my classroom because I didn't like it as a child. But for my sister, who grew up in the same household, like that may have been more appropriate for her in a classroom with the teachers that she dealt with. So I think it definitely just depends on the child, and not to say that like some kids may respond better to punishment. I don't know. You have to kind of choose which one, but I don't. I just, even then, I still feel like you can still work within the discipline because I just did not like it as a child.
Right. So there are a few things there, and there is evidence from your personal experience that it might be detrimental, that it makes a child uncomfortable. Maybe punishment was confusing to you or hurt you. It hurts when you don't understand why you have to do something. It doesn't seem directly related to your action. And it's taking away that choice from the child. So yeah, that's true. But it's also true that every child is different. And you're right that different children may react differently to those punishments. So if it still seems supportive, and it's still the best way to explain to a child what the rules are and how we need to behave in order to keep each other safe and in order to be successful in society, then maybe that's the best thing for the child. So that's something to examine. I think the key point in any discipline system is the best for the child. And I think the reason we're all in the classroom is to provide the best possible things for children. So that was something to think about. Thank you. That's exactly what I was thinking. Yes, Kim?
Well, in my experience, because I know I'm not really supposed to punish my students, but sometimes I do. Like, well, if you don't clean up right now, you're not riding a bike. You know, and I know that's like completely unrelated, but what I found is that it's not sustainable. Like, when they see the link between like, oh, you didn't wash your hands, therefore you may not brush your teeth, eat snack, they can actually see that, and it's more effective for them. And it might work a few times for me to say like, oh good, you're cleaning up today, now you can ride the bike, but like, that's not going to hold forever, because it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I think that context is really important. I think that's what you're picking up on. It's completely disconnected from the choices that they made in that moment and from the context of that daily routine. So,
and I feel guilty doing it.
Yeah, and I think what you're speaking to is the idea that it's not predictable. So if the child can't predict, like, what do I need to do to get what I want, they're not motivated to get what they want because they don't know how to do it. Yeah, Ashley.
Kind of talking on the other side of discipline with rewards, there have been times that I'm like, oh, someone's getting a sticker because they're cleaning then they all clean up, but then the next day they want stickers. Like, oh, are we getting stickers? Are we getting? They have no sense of responsibility. Like, this is my classroom. I need to take care of it. That's why I clean up. They clean up so they can get stickers.
Yeah.
And I definitely noticed that, Lincoln. I think with younger children, they tend to voice their thoughts right away, whereas older children, are like, oh yeah, I'm cleaning up because I want to help out, teacher.
Yeah. I
But
think that's
they
true.
want the
If
stickers.
you have a reward system where if your clip is at the top of the column, you get a sticker at the end of the day, you're learning to get a sticker. Are you learning the behaviors that you had or the choices that you made? That's what we should think about.
So just kind of like going off that though, like so say, because like I have especially with like cleanup time in my classroom, it just doesn't like happen. so like Ashley, like it's come to a point where it's like, so would you just sit there and wait? You wait for them to clean up, and then like they don't like then because you all know how to start. Like they have to be eating by 1 o'clock, all that kind of stuff. So like what is the natural consequence for not cleaning up for them?
Sometimes I honestly, and again, we're not supposed to do this, but I close centers.
Yeah.
I will say, I'm sorry, you didn't clean up housekeeping. We're not going to play in housekeeping, and then we're
I
going to
think
practice how
that's
to
a
clean up
natural,
house.
or it's a logical consequence. It's related. This center wasn't taken care of, so you don't have access to this center anymore.
Okay.
Like we go outside after, so with ours, we'll just be, we really want to get ready to go outside. When I see Lori really wants to go outside, she's cleaning up. And then I think like that helps because like if we're taking a long time, that's taking away from their time outside. But they our kids really like to go outside, so that works with ours. I mean, that might not always work, but we're just, after once we do clean them and get to the circle, then I say, it took us a little long today. Tomorrow, I really wish we could go outside. We're excited about going outside, and today we took so long cleaning that we weren't able to go outside because some friends were still playing.
Right. So
it's like just connecting it with the next thing, even.
Yeah, I like how you did that because that shows that it's a natural part of your daily routine. So you can design your schedule.
If it takes a long time, we're gonna miss.
Yeah, design your schedule if it's possible in a way that shows them the consequence of not doing.
So you'll just close it. Will you make them go clean it up? Like